While Top Gun 3 is still in the early stages, one Top Gun, Maverick star reveals that he is unlikely to return. After the $1.5 billion sequel wowed audiences in 2022, there has been a deep demand for Top Gun 3. 2 years after its release, Paramount confirmed the development of the third installment, with co-writer Aaron Kruger working on a draft. Although there have been limited updates since the announcement, many stars from Top Gun, Maverick have expressed their interest in returning. In an interview with Joe, Ed Harris, who portrayed Rear Admiral Chester "Hammer" Kane, was asked if he would return for Top Gun 3. The actor shared his doubt about any reprisal before eventually saying, "Yeah, no." Read his full response below. What this means for Top Gun 3. Hammer was simply a minor antagonist in Top Gun, Maverick. Although Harris is doubtful about his return prospect, his response also makes sense. The Top Gun, Maverick character, Hammer, was featured most prominently in the movie's opening scene as a minor antagonist who wanted to shut down Maverick's hypersonic, Darkstar, scramjet program. He was ready to dismiss the movie's hero before a call from Admiral Tom Iceman Kazansky relocated him to Top Gun School at NAS North Island. From that point on, Hammer doesn't have much of a presence. Little else is known about Hammer aside from the fact that he was a senior officer in the US Navy. While Harris is stating that he won't be returning, it's highly possible that his stance could change. While there are no confirmed details about the story, there is a possibility that the third movie may revisit the tensions between Hammer and Maverick, Tom Cruise. That would mean that Hammer could be part of the story, but Harris himself is not aware of the details. However, even the chances do seem slim, given that the Navy officer is located elsewhere. Currently, there are no confirmed updates about the plot details. Co-star Jay Ellis addressed the matter of the movie's delay, emphasizing that Cruise is discerning and wants the script to be right. Thus, developments on Top Gun the 3rd of May take some time, especially with Cruise invested in Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning and a few other pending projects, many of which are with Warner Brothers. Still, that hasn't discouraged Top Gun 3's momentum since co-stars like Miles Teller and Glenn Powell have consistently shared their interest in reprising their roles. Our take on Ed Harris not returning for Top Gun 3. It's best not to force something in a story. Tom Cruise as Maverick in Top Gun Maverick. Considering that Top Gun, Maverick wrapped up most plots, it's difficult to tell the third movie's direction. I highly doubt that a script will be completed by this year, given that the gap between the first two movies was over 3 decades. While I would hope that the development timeline will be much shorter, it's understandable that Cruise wants to take time in perfecting the story in the same way that the second film managed to do 3 years ago. On the other hand, there is always an option to bring Hammer into the story if his presence makes sense. However, given the circumstances, the chances of bringing Hammer back would be quite difficult, so Harris is being realistic about his response. I admire that honesty since Top Gun 3 needs to find a story that feels organic and complete, which is already a tough task in itself. While I hope for some progress, this may mean not bringing back Hammer at all, which may be for the best.